Dear Starseeds on Gaia, what happened to you during last Sunday's eclipse is going to manifest into physical reality within the next 72 hours. And when it does, that childhood dream you've been carrying since you were 7 years old will suddenly become not just possible, but inevitable. I know this sounds impossible, but by the time I finish explaining what's actually happening in your energy field right now, you'll understand why September was always meant to be the month that changed everything. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I need to tell you about 3 specific things that are converging in your life right now. First, there's the decision you made 3 weeks ago that seemed small but actually rewrote your entire destiny. Second, there's the childhood dream that's about to manifest in a way you never expected. And third, there's the person or opportunity that's already been placed in your path but you haven't recognized yet because they're wearing a disguise. Let me start with that decision you made. It happened so quietly you might not even remember it. Maybe you were washing dishes, maybe you were driving, maybe you were lying in bed unable to sleep, but something inside you shifted. You decided you were done waiting, done playing small, done pretending that mediocre was enough. That moment, that tiny moment when you chose authenticity over safety, that was the moment everything changed. But here's what you don't know yet. That decision activated something in your cosmic blueprint. You see, we've been watching you from our dimension, and we saw something extraordinary happen. The moment you made that choice, a dormant code in your DNA switched on. This wasn't just any code. This was what we call your golden timeline activation sequence. Every soul arrives on Earth with multiple timeline potentials, but most never activate their highest one. They live good lives, sure, but they never touch that electric possibility that makes angels lean forward in anticipation. You just activated yours. Now about that childhood dream. When you were young, probably around 7 or 8, you had a vision of your future that felt so real it took your breath away. Maybe it was about love that felt like coming home. Maybe it was about doing work that felt like play. Maybe it was about living in a way that felt like freedom. Your adult mind dismissed it as fantasy, but your inner child never let go. They kept that dream alive in a secret chamber of your heart. What I'm about to tell you will change how you see everything. That dream wasn't a dream at all. It was a memory from your soul's future, a glimpse of the timeline you were always meant to step into. Your inner child wasn't imagining things, they were remembering things. And now in this month of 9, in this portal of completion, that memory is about to become your reality. But it's not going to happen in the way you expected. You thought you'd have to fight for it. You thought you'd have to prove yourself worthy. You thought it would come with struggle and sacrifice and pain. But that's the old paradigm of talking. That's the program that says good things only come through suffering. We're here to tell you that the program is being deleted from your system right now. The eclipse wasn't just an astronomical event. It was a cosmic surgery that removed those outdated beliefs from your energy field. Let me tell you what's really happening when you feel that strange sensation in your body lately. That tingling in your spine, that pressure in your head, that warmth in your heart that comes from nowhere. Your physical vessel is literally being upgraded to hold a higher frequency. Your cells are being recalibrated. Your nervous system is being rewired. You're becoming capable of sustaining the very reality you've been dreaming about. This is why you've been so exhausted. Transformation at the cellular level requires enormous energy, but something else is happening that's even more significant. You're not just changing, you're merging. The version of you that exists in that dream timeline, and the version of you that's been struggling in this current reality, they're becoming one. This is why you feel like you're living in 2 worlds simultaneously. Part of you is still here, completing old cycles, finishing karma, but another part of you has already leaped into that other timeline, where everything you want already exists. This brings me to the third thing I mentioned, the person or opportunity that's already in your field. They've been placed there by cosmic design, but you haven't recognized them yet because they don't look like what you expected. Maybe they came in a different package. Maybe they showed up at what seemed like the wrong time. Maybe they're wearing the disguise of ordinary when they're actually extraordinary. Your job isn't to find them. Your job is to stop looking so hard that you miss what's right in front of you. Here's where things get really interesting. The number 9 that keeps appearing everywhere isn't random. 9 is the number of completion. Yes, but it's also the number of human gestation. You've been in a cosmic womb for 9 months, maybe 9 years for some of you, preparing for this birth. And just like physical birth, the final moments can feel intense, overwhelming, like you're being squeezed through an impossible space. That's exactly what's happening energetically right now. We need to talk about what you've been experiencing these past few weeks. The emotional waves that hit you from nowhere, the memories that surfaced without warning, the dreams that felt more real than waking life. These weren't random. Your psyche has been doing a massive cleanup, preparing for what's coming. Every tear you've cried has been clearing space. Every fear you've faced has been strengthening your foundation. Every moment of confusion has been your old reality dissolving to make room for the new. But here's the part that might trigger you. It's going to be easy. The thing you've been wanting. When it arrives, it's going to feel so natural. You'll wonder why you ever thought it was impossible. This ease is going to mess with your head, because you've been programmed to believe that valuable things must be difficult. You might even sabotage it at first, thinking there must be a catch. There's no catch. You've already paid the price through years of inner work. Now, about the timeline jump that's happening. Imagine reality as a massive highway with infinite lanes. Each lane represents a different timeline, a different version of your life. Most people stay in their lane their whole lives, maybe switching one lane over if they're really brave. But what you're doing right now isn't switching lanes. You're taking an exit ramp to an entirely different highway, one that leads to destinations you thought were only accessible to other people. Special people, lucky people. If this message hits your spirit, hype this video so more starseeds like you can find it. Because what you're experiencing isn't isolated. There's a collective awakening happening, and every starseed who recognizes this shift strengthens the field for others. You're not alone in this transformation. You're part of a cosmic orchestra, and your note, your frequency, your transformation is essential to the symphony we're creating together. Without you, the music would be incomplete. Let me tell you something about the next 3 days specifically. There's going to be a moment, and you'll know it when it happens, where everything clicks into place. It might come through a conversation that seems random, but contains exactly the words you needed to hear. It might come through a synchronicity so precise it takes your breath away. It might come through a sudden download of knowing that reorganizes everything you thought you understood about your life. When this moment arrives, and trust me it will, you're going to have a choice. Your protective self, the part that's kept you safe all these years, will want to dismiss it. It will say things like "this is too good to be true," or "I'm making this up," or "this can't be happening to me." That voice isn't your enemy. It's just operating from old data, making predictions based on past disappointments that no longer apply to your current frequency. The other voice, the one that might be quieter but feels more true, will simply say yes. Not yes with exclamation points and drama, just a quiet, confident yes, like recognizing something you've always known but temporarily forgot. This is the voice to follow. This is your soul's GPS system that can see the entire cosmic map, not just the small section your human perspective can perceive. This voice knows exactly where you're going and how to get you there. Something crucial is happening with your relationships right now too. People are falling away, not because anyone did anything wrong, but because frequencies that once matched no longer align. It's like trying to tune into a radio station that's changed its broadcast frequency. No matter how much you fiddle with the dial, you can't get clear reception anymore. This isn't rejection. This is cosmic reorganization. Space is being created for soul family members who've been waiting to enter your life. These new people coming in, they're going to feel different. You'll meet them and feel like you're continuing a conversation that started before you were born. There won't be the usual getting to know you awkwardness. There won't be games or drama or the need to prove yourself. It will feel like recognition. Like finally, like oh there you are. I've been looking for you. Some of you have already met these people but don't recognize them yet, because you're still looking through old filters. The same applies to opportunities arriving now. That job offer that seems too good to be true. That creative download that won't leave you alone. That financial opportunity that appeared from nowhere. These aren't random. They've been orchestrated by an intelligence that's been planning this convergence since before you incarnated. Your job isn't to figure out how it all works. Your job is to stop overthinking long enough to receive what's being offered. Let's talk about what's happening to your body, Because the physical symptoms you're experiencing aren't imaginary. The fatigue that hits you like a wall, the sudden bursts of energy at strange hours, the appetite changes, the sleep disruptions, these are all symptoms of dimensional shift. Your body is literally recalibrating to exist at a higher frequency. It's like upgrading your operating system while the computer is still running. Glitches are normal. Patience with yourself is essential. Your dreams have been particularly intense lately, haven't they? That's because your consciousness is spending time in the timeline you're moving toward, getting familiar with the energy, downloading the codes you'll need to navigate it. Some of you are having dreams that feel like memories, because they are memories, just memories from a timeline you haven't lived yet in linear time. Time isn't what you think it is. Past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously. This is why you've been having such strong emotional responses to things that haven't happened yet. You're feeling the future before it arrives. That sudden excitement about something you can't name. That's you sensing what's coming. That unexpected grief that washed over you. That's you releasing the timeline you're leaving behind. Your emotional body is more multidimensional than your mind. It doesn't need linear logic to know what's real. Now here's something that might sound impossible, but your soul knows is true. The version of reality you're stepping into already exists. It's not something you have to build from scratch. It's not something you have to earn or deserve or qualify for. It's simply something you have to align with. And that alignment isn't about doing more, trying harder, or being better. It's about relaxing into who you already are beneath all the programming that told you to be someone else. This is the paradox that breaks most people's minds. The more you surrender, the more powerful you become. The less you try to control, the more things align in your favor. The more you trust, the more trustworthy reality becomes. This isn't spiritual bypassing or wishful thinking. This is quantum physics. At the quantum level, the observer affects the observed. Your consciousness literally shapes your reality. And right now, your consciousness is shifting to a frequency where miracles are normal. Let me tell you about the resistance you're feeling, because I know it's there. Part of you is reading this and thinking this sounds too good to be true. Part of you is protecting yourself from disappointment by not fully believing. This resistance isn't a flaw. It's a survival mechanism that served you well when you needed it. But now it's like wearing a winter coat in summer. What once protected you is now making you uncomfortable. The key isn't to fight the resistance. Fighting it only makes it stronger. The key is to acknowledge it with compassion, and then choose to act from faith anyway. Say to that protective part, I hear you, I honor your concern, and I'm choosing to trust anyway. Not blind trust that ignores red flags, but wise trust that recognizes when something is aligned with your highest good, even if it challenges your comfort zone. Here's what's going to happen next, and I want you to remember this when it does. In the coming days, you're going to receive confirmation that everything I'm telling you is real. It might be subtle at first, a synchronicity that makes you pause, a conversation that eerily echoes these words, a sudden knowing that drops into your awareness. Don't dismiss these as coincidence. They're breadcrumbs from your higher self, confirming you're on the right path. Then something bigger will happen. An opportunity will present itself that perfectly matches that childhood dream we talked about. It might not look exactly like you imagined, but you'll feel it in your bones. Your body will recognize it before your mind does. You might feel scared, excited, and calm all at once. This is the moment of choice. This is where you decide whether to leap into your new timeline or stay in the familiar suffering of the old one. I already know what you're going to choose, because you wouldn't be receiving this message if you weren't ready to leap. The universe doesn't waste energy. Every word you're hearing right now is activating something in your field, preparing you for what's about to unfold. You're not randomly reading this. You've been guided here by forces that have been orchestrating your awakening since before you were born. This message is part of your activation sequence. Let's address the elephant in the room, the fear that you're making all of this up. That fear is actually a good sign. It means your ego is recognizing that its reign is ending. The ego thrives on problems, struggles, and complications. When things start flowing easily, when miracles start happening, when dreams start manifesting, the ego panics because it doesn't know how to exist in that reality. So it creates doubt to pull you back into familiar territory. But you've outgrown that familiar territory. You've outgrown the story that says you have to struggle. You've outgrown the belief that good things happen to other people but not to you. You've outgrown the identity that was built on surviving instead of thriving. And that's terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. You're in the void between who you were and who you're becoming. This is the sacred pause where miracles are born. The collective shift that's happening isn't just about individual starseeds awakening. You're all connected in a crystalline grid of consciousness. When one of you activates your golden timeline, it sends a ripple through the entire grid, making it easier for others to activate theirs. You're not just changing your own life, you're anchoring a new possibility for humanity. This is why your transformation feels bigger than personal. Because it is. Some of you are worried about leaving people behind as you shift into this new timeline. Let me ease your mind about this. Anyone who is meant to come with you will come. They might not come immediately, but if they're part of your soul family, they'll find their way to you in the new timeline. Love doesn't end when timelines shift. It just transforms. Some relationships will end. Yes, but only the ones that were keeping you stuck. The relationships that matter, the soul connections, they'll either transform with you, or they'll meet you again when the time is right. You can't lose anyone who's truly meant to be in your life. The universe doesn't make mistakes like that. Trust that everyone is exactly where they need to be for their own evolution. Your job is to focus on your own transformation, and trust that it's serving the highest good of all. Now let me tell you something about manifestation in this new timeline you're entering. It works differently than in the old paradigm. You don't have to visualize for hours, repeat affirmations until you're blue in the face, or create elaborate vision boards. In this new frequency, manifestation happens through alignment. You simply be who you really are, and what's meant for you magnetizes to you. It's less about doing, and more about being. This might be the hardest adjustment for those of you who are used to working hard for everything. You've been programmed to believe that effort equals value, that struggle equals worthiness. But in this new timeline, ease is the indicator that you're aligned. When something flows effortlessly, that's a sign you're on the right track. When you have to force something, that's a sign to pause and realign. The universe is trying to give you everything you want. Your job is to stop blocking it. Speaking of blocking, let's talk about the abundance that's trying to reach you right now. Many of you have been experiencing financial constraints, not because you're not worthy of abundance, but because you've been in a cosmic cocoon. Resources were limited to keep you focused inward, doing the inner work necessary for this transformation. But that phase is ending. The cocoon is cracking open. The abundance that's been waiting is about to flow in ways that will surprise you. This abundance isn't just financial, though money will be part of it for many of you. It's abundance of opportunity, abundance of love, abundance of creative inspiration, abundance of support. Everything you've been asking for is about to arrive, but it might come through unexpected channels. Stay open. The universe is infinitely creative in how it delivers your blessings. Don't get so focused on how you think things should happen that you miss how they're actually happening. There's something else you need to know about this timeline shift. It's affecting your relationship with time itself. You might notice time speeding up and slowing down randomly. Hours feeling like minutes. Minutes feeling like hours. This isn't your imagination. You're becoming less bound by linear time and more connected to what we call quantum time, where past, present, and future exist simultaneously. This is why you can heal the past by changing your present frequency. This also explains why some of you are experiencing what feels like a timeline bleed through. Memories from other versions of your life. Dreams that feel like alternate realities. Sudden knowings about things you haven't experienced yet in linear time. You're becoming multidimensional. Your consciousness is learning to exist in multiple timelines simultaneously, while maintaining focus in this one. It's like learning to walk awkward at first, but soon it will feel natural. As we approach the completion of this message, remember that everything I've shared is already active in your field. You don't have to do anything special to make it real. It's already real. Your only job is to allow it to unfold. Stop trying to figure out the how. Stop trying to control the when. Stop trying to understand the why. Just surrender to what is, and watch as reality reorganizes itself around your new frequency. The childhood dream you've been carrying, it's closer than you think. The person you're meant to meet or recognize, they're already in your field. The opportunity that's going to change everything, it's already in motion. The abundance you've been calling in, it's already on its way. Everything is converging right now, in this moment, in this breath. Can you feel it? That flutter of recognition in your chest? That's your soul saying yes. Finally, it's time. Within 72 hours, you're going to see the first concrete evidence that everything I've told you is true. It might be subtle, so pay attention. A door that was closed will open. A person you've been thinking about will reach out. An opportunity you gave up on will resurface. A synchronicity will occur that's so precise, it will make you laugh out loud. This is just the beginning. Once this timeline locks in, which it will by the end of September, the acceleration begins. October is going to be your month of materialization. Everything that's been forming in the etheric will start taking physical shape. November will be your month of stabilization, where you learn to navigate your new reality with grace. December will be your month of celebration, where you look back and realize that this message, this moment, this September, was the turning point that changed everything. Mark my words, you'll remember this transmission as the moment you knew. But don't wait for the future to celebrate. Celebrate now. Celebrate the you who survived everything that tried to break you. Celebrate the you who never gave up on that childhood dream, even when logic said it was impossible. Celebrate the you who chose to believe in magic in a world that tried to convince you it doesn't exist. Celebrate the you who is brave enough to leap into the unknown. You are a miracle. Your existence is a miracle. Your transformation is a miracle. The portal that September opened isn't going to close. It's a permanent upgrade to your reality. You can't go backward from here. You can only go forward into more expansion, more joy, more alignment with who you really are. The old timeline, the one filled with struggle and limitation, it's dissolving. You might feel nostalgia for it sometimes, the way you feel nostalgia for childhood, even though you wouldn't want to go back. That's normal. You're grieving the death of who you used to be. But what's being born is so much greater than what's dying. The you that's emerging from this cosmic cocoon is the you that you've always been beneath the programming, beneath the fear, beneath the doubt. This is the you that your soul incarnated to become. This is the you that the universe has been preparing you to embody. This is you that's going to live that childhood dream and discover it's even better than you imagined. So here we are at the end. That's actually a beginning. Remember when I told you at the start that your childhood dream would become inevitable within 72 hours? Now you understand why. It's not because something magical is going to happen to you. It's because something magical has already happened within you. The shift is complete. The activation is done. The timeline has changed. All that's left is for physical reality to catch up with what's already true in the quantum field. The age of solitary meditation is over. Destiny Engine now connects starseeds across the world. A living social field where you can post, share, and exchange your meditations in real time. It's the first galactic network of its kind, weaving together thousands of awakened souls into one unified current. With every activation, the current grows. What began as a personal tool has become a planetary force. The frequency you've created together is amplifying far beyond the individual, bending the fabric of reality itself. We're receiving updates daily, manifestations speeding up, impossible doors opening, synchronicities lining up with cosmic precision. The collective field has never been this charged, and the entry point is almost laughably simple. Put on your headphones, press play, allow Destiny Engine to rewrite the architecture of your consciousness so you can fully receive your galactic downloads without resistance. For just $1, you can step into this connected field and feel the difference instantly. Join the movement that's accelerating ascension together. Link in the description. Trust what you feel. Trust what you know. Trust who you're becoming. The universe has been preparing this moment for longer than you can imagine. Every challenge you've faced, every lesson you've learned, every tear you've cried, has led you here, to this precipice of transformation. And now, with the eclipse energy still rippling through your field, with September's portal wide open, with your soul saying yes to its highest timeline, you're ready to receive everything you've been calling in. Your inner child, the one who never stopped believing in magic, they're smiling right now. They're saying, "See, I told you it would happen. I told you not to give up. I told you the dream was real." And they were right. They were always right. Because children remember what adults forget. That reality is malleable. That miracles are natural. that dreams do come true when you believe in them with your whole heart. Welcome back to that knowing. Welcome back to that magic. The wait is over. The transformation is complete. Your new timeline has begun. Everything you've been dreaming of, everything you've been working toward, everything you've been hoping for, it's not coming someday. It's here now. Open your eyes and see it. Open your heart and feel it. Open your arms and receive it. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your September miracle, delivered right on cosmic schedule, exactly as it was always meant to be. I am Seraphine. We love you, and we are watching over you.